Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of DBO. I just got done filming the cost breakdown of this car, so if you guys want to see that, it's up in that corner. If somehow this is the first one you've seen, this is my 1984 E30. It has an M20 B27 stroker in it. It's got a rather large turbo on it. It made 440 wheel horsepower on a mainline dyno, and it gets down. It's a good time. I had lots of fun with it, and I blew the head gasket. I had a stock style Victorines in it. Really wasn't up to the task. I also neglected to retorque the head studs after the first start, after the first heat. Problem there, didn't do that. When it blew, I was in fourth gear mid burnout in a burnout pit, so that had something to do with it. It was already hot. I also lost the alternator slash fan belt during that burnout, and then once coolant started spraying profusely on the windshield, I still didn't lift, and yeah, it pushed the head gasket slightly out the side. So in this video, we're gonna put a new cut ring head gasket in it. So I ordered that. It was like 275 bucks from VAC. I think it's an Athena cut ring. Cooper is the same thing. It's a Cooper cutting ring head gasket. We're gonna tear this down. It's already pretty late in the day. Sun's low in the sky, but I would love to maybe drive this thing home tonight. So let's see what I can get up to. Time lapse starts now. All right, you're no longer time lapse. Let's see if it comes out.
You're a real lapse now.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Yeah, and I'll text you.
Yeah. You guys got it?
Looks like it.
If you need help, man, let me know.
Got some,
Yeah, please do. These would be some kind of stuff.
And I'll probably come by and drop it off.
I do have for access.
is it?
Right.
Oh, towards you.
Okay, my bad.
Shit,
Shit, we're right on the phone.
Alright, let's go over this tire. Okay.
What do you got? All right.
So that's what.
That's definitely where I saw it poking out too.
So if you guys watch LS stuff, that's called pushing the head gasket. So obviously it's still blown, but it actually like pushed it, and it changed the shape of it. You can see where it actually like literally just blew it out and bent the ring.
But you have a 1 out of 6 piston failure, so those are good odds.
Look at how clean it is in here.
Yeah.
Probably because I cleaned the shit out of
I was
it.
gonna say. Right?
And you know, I'm not gonna talk shit on Victorines. They're not great head gaskets, but this would have probably lived just fine if I didn't do what I did to it.
This is true.
It was fine drag racing, it was fine everything else, but I think that's a new wall of shame item.
That's a pretty good one. That could be a wall of proud.
Yeah.
Dads of great students over there.
Yeah, I volunteer at my kid's school, but haven't got to do that since like COVID started, so I went a bunch of times when he was a kindergartner. Haven't got to go back since, so.
Because of the way it broke, it almost looks like the whole cylinder is ovaled now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it, you know, like left a shadow on it.
Right.
Man, you could do this on a Sunday afternoon with a few beers.
You could totally do this on a Sunday afternoon with a few beers.
Yeah.
So I will say, this is definitely easier than if this was a 24 valve.
So, yeah.
Pretty stoked.
If you guys are thinking about doing this yourself, just dive into it, really.
I wouldn't say that side of it. I just think it's more of a, oh, we never got that bolt in.
But it never went anywhere either.
No, I remember that it was, I couldn't get to it, and I was like, the thing's impossible, fuck this thing. I'm not gonna put that in.
Yeah. Didn't need it.
Because then I gotta take it out if we ever gotta pull the trans. So, pro tip, leave that bolt out.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. It's 4:51, so I'm about to lose Hamish. So let me hurry up and have him, so I can put the new head gasket on. I'll show you it. And
Look at that. Did you just look at it?
all right, so this is the Athena or Cooper cutting ring head gasket. I guess they're made in the same factory, just we have branded different ways. I bought this one from VAC. It was the only one that could get here real quick. It was like 275 bucks, which is money, but they guarantee two bar of boost.
Say we do this and it blows. Do you have to deck the head past where it cut through then? Like,
No.
how does that work?
You just can put it right back on.
Okay, that's cool.
So, yeah. Correct me in the comments, obviously, I could be wrong. But, cool. I think the other camera's still going, which means it might be actually about to die. So, in true budget glory, I had a couple widebands out of that X5. They saved when I sold the cats out of it. So, I'm just gonna put one of them in and see what happens.
Budget, baby.
I don't see it being bad. Let's grab this head and throw it back on. I'll put the studs in it and I'll drive this thing before it gets dark out.
Let's do it.
This is obviously the wrong way to do Alright guys, a little bit later, some guys stopped by to grab some parts, so I had to go pull those real quick, and Ham left after that. Just got oil feed, coolant feed, or whatever, I don't know the coolant one of the coolant lines hooked back up. Injectors all plugged back in, coolant temp sensors plugged back in, and yeah, it's pulling the head off and then tucking the harness back under there. I don't know if you can see, but it got that much cleaner just from doing that. So that's pretty cool. Got throttle cable to do, a little bit of coolant stuff over there. I think I'm gonna do timing right now. I paint marked the belt and the gear, so I can go just right back how it was, and we should be money. It's coming back together. Couple things. O2 sensor has a different size plug, so even though it's a wideband, that was not gonna work. Not really sure what I'm gonna do there, but that does bring a thing. I'm not gonna drive this anywhere tonight. I realize, pretty sure the taillights are on. I'm like, this thing's not registered. So we're gonna get it running tonight though, so that it could go. Pretty much everything's back in it now. Got a couple coolant lines, or just one looks like the overflow one it's on. But thanks to a subscriber, we're gonna get rid of our zip tie mounted radiator. So I'll be right back. And yeah. All right, so what we got was late model radiator mount. So this clips right here, clips right onto here, goes over this pinch weld. I'll figure it out like that. As you can see, I have mounted my radiator a little bit high. If you remember, Hamish spaced that up, so I'll have to pull the radiator and move that a little bit, and then if I mount it off to this side, I can utilize this hole right here, but there isn't one here, so I'll have to drill that and get it done. But huge shout out to you, Nick. He also sent some mounts for the side of the radiator where they sit on the frame. My radiator doesn't really sit like that, so not useful in this one, but I'll definitely use them for like an E36 or an E34. And then he said PPS, my E30 is cooler. I don't know, man. Send some pics, show me. Hit us up on Instagram. But either way, I super appreciate this. It doesn't have these mounts right there, but I'll get new ones from Zach. And we are going to be in business. I do not currently feel like redoing the radiator setup at this exact moment, so I'm going to slap some zip ties back on it because I'm a lazy fuck today. Either way, beyond stoked that this thing is about to be ripping again. If you guys are stoked to see this thing ripping again, hit that like button. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. Yeah. All right, everything's pretty buttoned up here. Do a quick oil change real quick and fire up and get some coolant in her. I think she's back. Oil is changed. Got a new crank sensor in it. You guys remember the one video I showed you the wired crank position sensor mount? That failed. So got a new one on there, brand new crank position sensor, because it actually borrowed Andrew's. And yeah, let's see if I plugged it into the right thing. There's no coolant in it yet, so I'm not going to really run it, but I'll put you guys on a tripod and see if she fires up. Well, that's not a good noise. I'm pretty sure that's rod knock. Well, that would be a huge bummer. Well, I'm gonna leave that right there. Sure didn't sound like that when I put it in the car. I shouldn't say that. When I put it on the trailer. Damn, bummer. All right, well, see you in the next one.